Apple today just launched 3 new iPhones. Now, I'm making this Monday, the day before it launches, so names we are not sure of, so I may be wrong on this, but we have the 7S, the 7S Plus, and the 8. Now, I was lucky enough to get some of these cases, in fact, every single case for all these new iPhones early from Vesco, so definitely check them out down below. Links will be in the description. And I have got a case for every single of the new iPhones. In this video, we're comparing all three of the sizes and seeing which one you may want. So first we have the iPhone 7S. This is your tiny little iPhone that we've all come to know and love. So as for exterior wise, it is pretty much exactly the same other than maybe the back material. The sizing is going to be exactly the same as your 6, your 6S, and your 7. So any cases you have should work on this. Now this is an iPhone 7 case, so that's why it looks a little bit different than any of your 6 or 6S ones, but it should also still fit your iPhone 7S. So sizing for this one is pretty much exactly the same. And the same story goes for the iPhone 7S Plus. We have our two different sizes right here. This one is much bigger, and it has all the same cutouts, ports, everything you would expect. No headphone jack, of course, for the iPhone 7S Plus. So these two are pretty much exactly the same. Nothing has changed, and sizing is still the same. But we do have one new iPhone here. And that iPhone is the 8, or the Edition, or the X. We don't really know what it's called yet. But this is kind of right in between these two iPhones. It's a little bit bigger, not much, than your 7S, and it's a lot smaller than your 7S Plus. So there's a couple of the changes. First of all, we do notice this phone is very tiny, and the ports and everything are pretty much exactly the same, but size-wise, you can fit this whole thing in your hand, where here, not so much. Also, we have our camera cutouts. As you can see right here, it goes up and down compared to side, but when compared to each other, you can see that it actually is a lot smaller on the 8 than the 7S Plus. So they're definitely compressing the total amount of camera section that they do have on there, and I think that's because they kind of integrated the flash in between the two cameras a little bit, and they also reduced the size of the microphone on the back. Another thing that's really standing out to me is this very, very long power button. It's much longer than any of the power buttons we have on our 7S or 7S Plus. It's nearly double the size, if not more, which makes it a lot easier to find. For me, I do have bigger hands, so I tend to be pushing up towards the top of the button. So maybe if it was up a little bit more, that would be great. But if you have smaller hands, or if you're just holding it in a weird position, it's great that you have a bigger area to press the button, which is also awesome. As for thickness, it's about the same as any of your other iPhones here. Apple doesn't really usually step up the thickness much at all, or much thinner anymore. So as for thickness, it's going to be about the same. So other than the size of the power button and the location of the cameras, overall the physical appearance is very similar to all the other iPhones. There's not a ton of exterior changes that will affect the overall case. So it all comes down to what it looks like without a case on, which you already know. Lucky you, I don't know yet. As of now, I don't really know quite everything, but this gives you a good idea of the different sizes and how they look. But there you go, that's your first look of the brand new iPhone 8, 7S, and 7S Plus, their cases, how they look. If you like this video, leave a like and hit the subscribe button for much more iPhone 8 content. We're going to be buying it right away, and we'll get you a video up as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. As always, this is Mark with Apple Tech 128, and I will see you in the next one.